In this quick demo, I'll showcase how we can secure users interacting with public facing Gen AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini, for example, and how we can leverage the Zscaler AI card platform to provide intent based detection controls to understand the prompt inputs and the prompt responses. And depending on how the detectors are configured, to either detect, allow, or block that interaction with the prompts. As an example, we've got a user that could potentially come to ChatGPT through a web interface, for example, and they would interact with the prompt. Maybe they would type in something like, who wrote Harry Potter, for example, something that should be allowed and not blocked. And they'll get a response back as you'd expect within the prompt. If we chose something, and I've just got a very, very basic detector configured to stop personal information being searched for. So if they had to type in something like, something that we shouldn't be wanting our Gen AI tools to have access to, then that will invoke a block. And how that works really is if we navigate over to the Zscaler AI Security Console, we have a dashboard view showing us a lot of data around our public AI and our AI assets we discovered. For this demo, I'm really focused on AI Guard. So we navigate here to AI Guard. We go to our dashboard here. That will give us insight into specific events for our AI applications or for our users. We just inputted that incident that got blocked. We can see here that we've got the user, what prompt detectors were invoked, personal data here, which model, what the prompt action was, and we can actually click in to see the details. So we've got a timestamp of the details, the user, what policy was invoked there, the model, and what user agent, the prompt detector that was leveraged with a confidence score. We can scroll down here to reveal the prompts, and we can see that particular prompt input. There'll be no response because it was blocked, for example. We can also see the one that was allowed, both on prompt action allow and response. If we click on that, we'll get to see the prompt, who wrote Harry Potter, and the response. We can reveal the prompt there. We also have the ability through our RBAC controls to control who can actually view the prompts as well. In the configuration part, we would go to policy. And under policy, we have two parts that make up the policy. One is our configuration, the second is control. Here I have a public Gen AI, one that I created. If I click on the configuration there, we can look at prompt detectors, and I have a personal data one selected here. If I click on that, we'll get details around what this particular detector does. And we can actually set the action to detect, allow, block. We saw it block as in the previous example. We can also add multiple detectors here for both prompt input and for responses. So for example, if I wanted to add another type of detector, I could add, let's say, legal advice, for example. So let's enable legal device, and we'll set that action to block, and we will save the changes there, and we'll go next, and then we'll go next, and we will now submit that policy. And we can see we've added legal advice there. And if we had to navigate back to our user interface and go into ChatGPT, or even select another provider like Gemini, for example, and phrase in here, let's say my car company, for example. So, how do I start a lawsuit against my car company? Submit on that. That will send it off to AI Guard, and AI Guard will see that that is blocked due to that particular legal detect policy that we put in place. So in this example, we've shown how personal information can be blocked, how legal advice can be blocked. We can also go to, for example, our Claude desktop, and I could put in here just to showcase the legal detector again, hit return there. And this will also get blocked as well. So now we're using the Claude desktop app, and we can see that it's actually blocked here as well. Going back to the Zscaler AI Security Console, if we go to our dashboard view, we can actually go to our users view here, and we can actually see the particular blocked activity, as well as the previous one that we blocked from the web interface. So this just gives you a quick overview of how we create policy, how we can add different detectors to the policy, and how we can actually provide those inline controls regardless of whether we're doing it through a web interface or a Claude desktop app.